Welcome, everybody, to the Onward VR Master League Season 13, Week 3. My name is NightFiree with two E's, joining you as your co-caster, or main caster, in today's events and soul caster. Between Raw Meat and Notorious, two teams that are seasoned to the VRML. Raw Meat being around since Season 11, Notorious being around since Season 10. And very intrigued to see what kind of battle we get here this afternoon. Raw Meat, looking into the past seasons, has not been able to break through that silver barrier. But they have been steadily improving, going up in rank throughout the course of the season. So it seems that the start of their season has been going well. With 2 victories under their belt, they are now getting an opportunity to go up against Notorious. This is their 3rd match to set their MMR, and so it's very much a test of this team and their ability, because Notorious are, well, at least currently in the Diamond Division. I'm not sure where they ended last season, but they are a team that is capable of playing a little bit higher up in those rankings and has in the past. So again, Raw Meat are going to be challenged here this afternoon, at least from my predictions, but I do think we're in store for a good game because they do have experience under their belt as squads. And Subway is where we're going to start things off for map number 1, which is a map that's been around for a while. So we're going to see that experience kind of battle against itself with both of these teams, which I'm super excited about. And then our bans from on the afternoon, let's roll those out as well. Coming in from Raw Meat, we have the Quarantine ban, and over from Notorious, we have the Abandoned ban. So range, not exactly something that we're looking for here this afternoon with either one of these squads. Let me go ahead and do a quick technical fix on the Subway. We'll be underway with what should be a pretty solid matchup. Looking at the active rosters for the afternoon, we have Haywire Bubble, Backwood Bear, 6K Love J, Llama Actual, and Jared Davis over on Raw Meat. And on Notorious, we have Wicca Wicca, Captain Timo, Llewellyn, Mad Matt, and General Chiggins. And again, a team that is experienced in playing at the high level. Go ahead and make sure they're not waiting on me to start the round, and should be diving into round 1 on Subway. First objective going to be a hot one down in the north, up in the north, not down. Stairwell OBJ, an opportunity for Notorious to try and flex their muscles on defense and offense, really. Could invest in flanks, go out for aggressive play up against the Raw Meat offense, try and surprise them. You know, that experience that Notorious are bringing to the table is a little bit, again, deeper than the likes of, I'm gonna retweet on the social media, Raw Meat. Curious to see how that offensive rollout does shake out for this team, but there we go. We got the go-ahead. I got the info out there. With a brief delay, we are underway for round number 1 on map 1. And I say that, but it seems like there could be a reset. Doesn't seem like they had an effective load-in from one of the players. And you can see they do end up getting rid of themselves there at the end of that start of the round. And yeah, hopefully they can sort their technical issues out there. You do see someone disconnected on load. So we'll get that solved and get back into the action shortly. Again, just trying to get information on the plan for the afternoon, but appreciate everyone that is stopping by, hanging out, and waiting. A couple of new faces coming in here to chat. I appreciate seeing that as well. If you are new here, we do regular broadcasts of, believe it or not, actual gameplay. We're not quite there yet, as we are in the setup phase here still. Only 5 minutes after scheduled starts time, and technically each team has 15 minutes until they have to start the round. Otherwise, it is a penalty. Points get deduced, rounds get deduced, but I don't think that's going to be the case. We should have these tech issues sorted out shortly. We should be into this north objective shortly. But again, we're just waiting for Raw Meat's 5th to hop in, and then we will be underway. Really a question mark for me on this Raw Meat team. It's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to pick up this match in week 3, because of where they are right now. It seems that they are getting an opportunity to challenge a skilled team like Notorious. And, again, you look at Notorious's past history in the league. Yeah, season 11, they did end in Diamond. They've gone up against squads like Devil's Brigade, Hell from Above, teams that have been around in the league for a while. And so Raw Meat, also a team that's been around for a while, so I do expect a good battle here. Finally, we are underway. I don't have to continue to try and stall with stats. Round 1 does kick off. Seems like we're going with a 3 in the north, 2 underground. They'll eventually pop up and be a threat quickly to the south. Nades and flashes come up and over, and I think that flash connects with Wicca. Not with Mad Matt, though. Wicca does pop out. There's Haywire to find that kill. A nice connection. The C4 catches at least one, but only one. As more nades come up, Mad Matt is able to flash out Haywire, fly up the stairs in time to be there to take the shots. And Llama Actual, who's defending from a potential flank down the catwalk, is alone, and no such flank is coming. The duo, meanwhile, underground now. See what Backwood and Club decide to do. Caleb. Who knows? Either way, they're taking their time here up through the south, and rightfully so. Plenty of angles that the defense could be defending, and ultimately it is the common meta positions that they're in. Very standard, where General Chiggins and Captain Timo are. It is how you defend from the south, with very late angles and solid cover. Mad Matt just putting out some rounds up north, but right now Notorious have absolutely shut down Raw Meat, pushing in from that north side. Ooh, that's looking like a nice nade tossed in. General just completely flashed backwards, gonna be able to find that kill. A nice read or anticipation of that potential defensive position. Very nice play there to scoop up that kill. Captain Timo still holding that deep angle, using that dark background to camouflage into the space. Makes it very hard to identify, and that is a very nice play coming in here from Raw Meat. They've flashed and killed the one tight corner and now smoked the main door. Timo does end up peeking out, though, because they are sitting so far back. They have the option to swing out down the train tracks, and when they do, they catch another. Caleb's trying to take the tight angle where Captain Timo, or at least this defender typically is, right over in that red corner. But Timo holding the late angle ends up catching the kill, and Llama Actual is alone in a 1v3 with Mad Matt dialed in onto the tight corner, just waiting for Llama to try and swing. Oh! Took some damage, but didn't go down, and was able to find the headshot. 1v2 now, and I think Actual did check their tablet there. Could be aware of the situation they find themselves in, and maybe playing it cautiously. Does drop back in anticipation of a potential flank coming in. Really not an accurate kill count for them, so they don't know how many are dead, and that it is just Timo and Llewellyn alone on defending the objective, but that's the situation we find ourselves in now as Notorious put into a little bit of a difficult spot. Timo in particular, if they stay here, could be a little bit overexposed to the threat of the south, but it does depend on if the actual does rotate all the way to that south, which does seem to be the plan. As I say that, they turn back around, maybe recognizing the time with only 2 minutes left. I actually think pushing down from this side is probably the best option right now, considering where the defense is set up. Weller doesn't necessarily have good eyes on the stairs, and there's a chance Llama could pick that off and then have command of the base. And as the smoke comes in, that may also throw off a little bit of the timing. That's pretty good smoke, too, down to the bottom of the stairs. You have to get out of first-person view to really see how effective it is, but that's a good bit of vision denial there. Also does give away the position, so now Llewellyn and Captain Timo focused up over here. I wonder if they have an accurate kill count themselves. Flash almost gets Llewellyn. Nearly rolling down, and it's actually going to be Captain Timo who trades on the corner.
I'm a survivor. I'm going to give it.
And some DMCA'd music from Llewellyn there. That gets them that first point. On defense, up they go 1-0. Exactly how they were looking to start this series, but now we get to see what kind of pace Notorious are going to try to set this afternoon. They played some nice, pretty good defense on the stairs. I really liked how they had one sitting on the stairs, avoiding being flashed, but avoiding also being able to see up over the stairs. And once they had their primary defender drop back on the stairs, that defender moved up unflashed. So the primary defender got flashed, dropped back down the stairs. The secondary moved up unflashed, and that's where you get that surprise and you catch that kill with the player who's flying the corner, anticipating that they're going to have a free and easy flashed defender to shoot at, but not the case there. You end up getting one or two on the defense on that stairwell. C4 gets detonated as well, and a nice little hold there overall from Notorious, but Raw Meat also coming in with some good plays. In particular, that south move looked pretty nice. Smokes right on. Flash kill was great. Very much aware of the threats presented to them, but couldn't quite navigate around them entirely. Either way, again, a good defensive round, or a good round for both sides, but a minute left on the clock there. Rami definitely ended up taking most of that round one. Curious to see if Notorious do the same. Of course, Rami got put into a situation where you do have to, it's a 1v3, so you do have to take the time. Anyway, back into it we go for round number 2.
My only concern is Chickens was here last round.
Yeah.
Well,
You'll be
I'm
good.
just gonna push up.
Stay tough.
Here's one. I'm just gonna push up behind one of these vending machines.
Not going to get too aggressive on defense from Raw Meat. They're not going to be presenting any threat up here on this north side. There's plenty of flashes and utility dumped by Wicca and Mad Matt, but they are going to be able to capture essentially this stairwell uncontested. And as I say that, Jared takes a peek a little bit too late down the stairs, and they are going to get caught out.
I'm still Rose Bowl. I see one on top stairs. One left side stairs. One on top left side stairs. Two.
Callouts coming in though from Jared. Haywire finds one. Club also looking for another here with those shots from the very bottom prone position back in the corner. Like Haywire caught a kill out in the south. General's underground right now, so no detection coming through here. Wicca does catch one with shots onto Club. who was exposed out on that far corner. Llama
There's still another one in the back there.
the only one on objective. Jared Davis is down. Meanwhile, a south battle here. Backwood trades. General goes down, and there's the final kill as everybody gets cleaned up. Llama got shot on the backside as well, and Notorious with 3 left alive are able to take their MARSOC W. Solid advancement from them to put themselves into a good position now, but wow. A solid play there, and I wonder if the lack of aggression to push up onto that north side, maybe that was giving them too much ground. No C4 detonations or placements or anything like that up into this, back north alley. And once they had control there, they were really able to just chip away at the defense. The LMG fire, not enough to fully suppress, and I don't know. It's pretty tough to get those kills in the back, so I would say hats off to Notorious to be able to find those and not go down, or at the very least trade them down. We do swap objective placements, though, after 2 rounds. We'll be headed back into the main subway floor, but dead center this time. Not as hard to defend as the north, but still a challenge and an opportunity for either one of these teams to potentially string together a cap attempt. Requires a little bit of proper smokes, though, so we'll have to see what kind of utility ends up coming out.
I'm gonna hold it though for a little while. Let them get in position.
Ramito on the back foot going into round 3. We'll see what they do. They go on the
Alright,
attack.
Jared's coming with me. I don't know.
We're going silent.
The center objective.
Take our time to get picks, rotations, okay, guys?
Silent advancement from Haywire and Jared, trying to maintain minimal comms and footsteps as they work their way down this alleyway, and rightfully so, because if they're too loud, Captain Timo could hear them up above on that top floor. So really moving through here methodically and slowly. General and Matt are covering the horseshoe, so the exit. Oh my goodness, going to be tough. What was Matt doing there?
You scared me. I'm so sorry about that, buddy. Are you okay?
Ooh. Close.
You scared the poop out of me, I must admit.
Very close. How one would have gotten there is the big question on offense, but hey, you don't got to think about the logistics of it. Just being on edge as a result of playing Onward. C4 gets detonated, nothing on that. I think we're going to have to wait on the duo to push out this doorway until this horseshoe setup comes through. So it's all a matter of this slow group of triplets moving down. The MARSOC triplets. Right now is a good time to be scanning for C4 placed around the area, but seem to be any. The question becomes, how do they pop out of this hallway? Oftentimes teams will time up a 1, 2, 3. They'll toss some utility out. Slow peek. Not exactly going to be the way to go. General's going to find that kill. Quickly drop back to the stairs a bit. And wonder if they're anticipating any more coming down here after that one kill and not seeing much else. They certainly are. Flash comes out. Does catch out at least Llama. Jared's on the tight angle, and Llama actually catches it. And what seemed to be the blind fire, General goes down. Captain Timo, C4 is out. A double kill. And the nade that club was carrying downs them. Blackwood is dead. An absolute massive C4 detonation there. It's now up to just Llama, who's alone after Matt scoops up that kill. Matt's going to continue to apply the pressure there, and Llama can't connect on the peak. Matt's going to get the info and then find that final kill. Notorious go up 3-0. Very nicely done coming in from the Notorious squad here. Nice attempt from Rami, but ultimately that C4 really hindering the on-objective push, and man, a double with the C4 hurts when you're trying to attack, that is for sure. 1-for-1 trade was going good in the horseshoe, but then they just couldn't quite execute on the exit from that catwalk, and that's one of the more challenging things to effectively do. You don't want to end up lingering there because you do end up becoming vulnerable to those corner peaks, but you know, the alternative really is to get the utility out, get the flashes out, and double, you know, the way I've seen it, that seems to work. Viable option is to defend one and then another to both sides, and you try and clear either respective's edge after you flash down both sides. So, you know, there's all sorts of cover and stuff like that to block a flash and whatnot, but better to get out of that stairwell than linger in it, especially when there could be C4 in that stairwell. It's just a dangerous place to be. The same goes for the stairwell that they were that both the players got downed in. You know, moving too slow through those spaces can expose you to well-placed utility, as seen in that round. Either way, though, kills are on the board for Raw Meat. They keep getting involved. 3-3 for Llama Actual, 2-3, 2-3 for Haywire and Backwood. And an indicator to me that they're not really out of this just yet. Notorious certainly have managed to string together 3 wins. They have been fought for diligently by Raw Meat. I anticipate that to continue. Let's see what the Notorious attack looks like, though, going into round number 4. And look at the difference in aggression here as Mad Matt sort of leads the charge forward, and if anything forces that C4 detonation out without getting a double kill there. It's the advantages of sending one early, and now General also gains information on the defender's location.
Pull up.
Meanwhile, we have to take a gander at everybody else because we do have, seems like the Well are in control of the horseshoe. And not for long. Haywire finds a quick kill there. Wicca with a quick refrag, but also goes down themselves in the trade. It'll be a tough res to end up scooping up with nobody up in the north. Notorious are down to 2. Raw Meat are down to 4. So it's looking good for Raw Meat. Very well could put up a round on the board here. Backwood getting a little aggressive in the basement. Does get picked up, though. Oh, Captain is actually... Oh, I thought they were pushing on the north stairs. They're on the south stairs, unfortunately. So won't be getting the res on the other side there on Wicca. They could drop back and rotate all the way around to the north for the res. But it actually looks like General is the one that's doing that after their kill. It'll be a while before that connects, so we'll stay on board Captain as they start to work their way out into the open space. Still, though, a bit of a slow movement through that area as well. Going to be a bit of time before they eventually get to pushing objective. They have 3 minutes left on the clock, and the res has come through. General was able to scoop up Wicca. They did expel 2 smokes to get that res.
Box 3, guys, box 3.
And I wonder if General is going to stick around and try and push with Wicca, or will drop back to that basement location. Either way, Timo continues to get closer and closer. And the only real on-objective defense is coming in from Caleb, who still does have a line on the ramp in case anyone does try and push down for a cap. Llama is also here and simply pop up the stairs and be a big threat to the objective defense. So no real easy route to attack from, except for potentially where they are pushing in from. They can get rid of Jared Davis quickly. There may be a chance to push up to the map at the objective and punch in the code. Wicca dancing around. Doesn't get ID'd by Jared in the corner. Oh, and there they do spot Wicca. Shots taken. Confirmed. General's going to try and act quickly off of those shots, though. Flies the corner. Down goes Jared. Now they have to worry about the objective. And utility is coming in from Timo as distraction. General has the opportunity to simply push up the ramp and punch the code in right here. Nobody is contesting it from Raw Meat's side. Timo also could be a threat, because still Llama hasn't popped up from their stairwell position. Although, as I say that, there they are. One more kill or a cap will net them a victory, and as Caleb comes flying out to defend that cap, the kill comes through, and Captain Timo clutches it up. The duo in a 2v4 secures themselves the final points of the afternoon on Subway. 4-0 up against Raw Meat. But still, looking at KDs, everyone did find something on the Raw Meat side. Uncharacteristic for an 0-4 typically means that they're somewhat in these rounds. And I'm curious to see that downfall is where we're headed, considering the bans. Although we did have a somewhat quick downfall series the other afternoon. I did anticipate a little bit a little closer quarters based off of quarantine and abandoned ban. Either way, though, we are getting ready to dive into downfall. This is Notorious's map pick. And, you know, Abandoned, definitely a map that, you know, demands knowledge out of you if you want to play it at a high level. There's all kinds of routes and, you know, different defilades to tuck into that can put you into positions very early to be a threat to either offense or defense, depending on where you spawn and how you want to approach. So maybe Notorious trying to play off of that element, but trying to think how it worked out for the match we had last week, or just the other day. I think Downfall ended up, no, it was Legacy. But I think Raw Meat had beat. No, it's After Hours at Santa Center. Notorious, I think, that beat Raw Legacy. Yes, Notorious beat Raw Legacy. Notorious beat Legacy in their first matchup of the season, and so we just saw how well Legacy was playing yesterday, 2 days ago. And if Notorious is able to best them, then yeah, it's Notorious obviously looking good here this season as well. But like I said, this is Raw Meat's test against a very skilled team that may be a bit out of their regular MMR matchmaking range. And because it's week 3, they kind of get these opportunities based on how well you've been doing at the start of your season. And you know, if Raw Meat have been able to sort of step up to the challenge, is able to step up to the challenge and take a win here, it's going to be big for them in their progress up the regular season ladder in season 13. Pretty standard spread out of spawn. They don't get get that far away spawn for this objective. There is 2 potential Volk spawns on this objective. It's one of the, I think, if not the only objective that has multiple Volk spawns. Notorious, meanwhile, spawn on the other side. Bit of a far away spawn, nothing close for quick action.
Actually, Center Hotel.
What? There is one?
No, I'm telling Timo to make sure there's no one there.
Oh no, that's just a table.
Looks like Timo is droning right now.
Tables, they'll get you every time.
That means that they are assessing the defensive threat here on the roof. And somewhere around that... I heard it for a second back. I don't know. I don't know where that drone could be. But I imagine it's gathering information on that Center 3 story. Nobody is around. Clearing out the space so that the rest of this team can advance forward. Eventually challenge down to the backside of that objective. I am noticing Raw Meat have had a disconnect, though. They are down to 4 on defense now to start this round, and that is certainly not what they need to do. To start things off. Either way, though, they do have a kill box around the objective, and almost one dead as General does take shots onto that far the far west side of the defense. Oh, and Backwood's actually going to kick things off
-1
with the first kill. They're not exposing themselves out that window to the likes of, who is that over there? We were just watching them. General Chiggins, but they do get rid of that drone and finish off their kill, so good control here of the north. Timo now kind of looking for where these shots could have been taken. And some suppressive fire coming in from Chiggins to try and draw the attention of Bear. Maybe an opportunity now. Chiggins does light laser into this window to find a kill, but not going to find anything. Wicca does connect to the on-objective defender, and yeah, we have to watch Haywire as this push is coming in. Get rid of Llewellyn trying to crash the objective. They see Wicca, down they go, a quick double kill. Raw Meat into a 3v2 just like that, with shots coming in from General not connecting. Could have turned it 2v2. A lot of shooting and moving coming in from Chiggins, and Captain goes down. Backwood catches another one down in the north, and Raw Meat looking like they are finally going to get a point on the board. Have to see what General can string together here as they try and rotate around this defense. Smokes are out. You don't see them, but if we pop out of first person, you can. A little bit better coverage. Oh, and Backwood was almost dialed in there. General had an idea about Backwood being on that side. Backwood's actually going to continue to rotate around here, and almost team killing coming in. Llama getting a little concerned about Backwood's position on their objective. There could still be a potential team kill there. Llama seems to be looking for Backwood Bear on their location. Hopefully they clear that up, though, and both of them go on the hunt for General, who is in the dangerous push up towards objective. is. There's the connection on the backwood, getting a little over aggressive on defense. Haywire tries to find the back of General as they rotate, but that just gives away their position to General, and Llama not risking peeking out. Doesn't need to, really. Knows that General has to push them. And, well, as I say that, Llama does take a peek. General almost has 4-piece wing. Is Haywire still alive here? Pumping out rounds through the window. 45 seconds left. The clock starts to tick down on General. Should have a somewhat accurate kill count. They're very much into a 1v1 with 30 seconds left. Good rotation here from Haywire, and they seem to lose focus for a brief moment there. They don't take the shots right away. They still find the kill first. I don't even know what happened there. Raw Meat take the round win on defense. Can't count them out yet. Managed to get their first point on the board here, and on Notorious' map pick of all things, maybe an opportunity for them to swing things back into their favor a little bit here. Attacking, though, is the real chore of Downfall, and so now Raw Meat have that task ahead of them. Could get some early kills if the spawns are right for both sides. But what a near perfect clutch there from Chiggins. Like I said, they were going to have 4 if they found that final. No, they only had, I thought they were going to have 4. Yeah, they were. Because I only see 4 kills counted for, so there was a down that wasn't attributed properly. But either way, I think that was 4-piece coming in for General, and man, that would have been a big clutch, especially if they had found the shots in the window right after finding multiple kills along the South Street. It really would have tied the entire play together, but regardless, a nice effort, and ultimately a good job of being patient on the defense on Raw Meat's side. You do not need to go for those kills when you're defending an objective like that. Notorious do not get the far away spawn, so it's going to be tough to find early kills on the offense, but they do have that kind of quick spawn from Raw Meat, so who knows what could happen.
Pro racers, Lou. We can become pro racers.
And yep, spawn out the gate, shots coming in. Matt tries to connect, can't quite. Wicca Wicca's going to continue their move to get up into the tower and eventually have some good angles down onto this attacking offense.
Not a drone out of the sky.
Ooh, Wicca tags Jared, and it looks like Jared
Yeah,
did the same.
Over like the center hotel area. I'm sorry, upper red truck.
Now Timo pushes forward to their intended defensive position. And we'll have to see what is in store for us on the offense. Jump over to the trio working their way up along the south. Raw Meat certainly intending to take their time with this offensive round. They have an opportunity in front of them to really push this up 2-0, come into map 2 strong, bounce back from a tough 4-0 loss, but granted a hard-fought one. Just a matter of time. Really just waiting to see if Notorious are patient enough for Raw Meat to not find any picks. Eventually have to push into this kill box that is set up around the objective. General and Timo are both holding south angles, anticipating the push late, but otherwise is a defense ready and set up for a push onto the objective. I would say maybe the only weak point is the entryway to the front of the objective building, but Timo and General Chiggins are covering that. also here in the north could be a threat if they continue to get aggressive. As I say that, Backwood maybe taking a peek a little bit too late. If they go up these stairs, they're going to have a bad time.
-1 upper red.
Big connect from Wicca. Sets up Raw Meat into a bad spot. 4v5. Not as much control of that north space that they were hoping for, and it's just a matter of waiting to see what the South can do. Three minutes left, 3 minutes down.
There's one in that opposite spawn building, I think.
Haywire and Raw Meat still no really closer to the objective than they were. So a lot of ground to cover. And like Jared's trying to battle back Wicca on this corner. Ooh, that's a big kill. A double, excuse me, from Haywire. It absolutely sets up Raw Meat to push this objective. They actually lose control of their front of the objective defense, but Llewellyn is still there. Llewellyn can't really watch that space though now because they've lost control of the south, so Llewellyn has to be concerned about someone pushing down that south street. Matt scooping up Haywire there, finally shutting down that reign of terror. Albeit Matt is able to, or excuse me, Haywire is able to radio in info. They're actually also down behind cover, so depending on the successfulness of Llama's cross, there is a chance.
-1 lower dumpster.
Matt does shut that down though, and now Caleb trying to, well, alone. I was gonna say still has Jared, but now alone has to try and push up and scoop up Haywire and eventually attack this objective with only 50 seconds left.
Which room? Scratch 1, 2 left.
First big kill. 30 seconds though is a lot of time to push up to this objective. And there's the beep, so it should be a full sprint now. Barely up to Haywire, but even from there, it's not going to be enough time. 20 seconds, yeah. No way they can get close enough, and Notorious simply have to tuck in. Matt and Wicca, maybe even realizing this, will just sort of crouch down, wait for the offense to push to them, and time going to be the enemy of Raw Meat this afternoon. Oh, and they did get Matt. Caleb could have maybe scooped up Wicca on this rotation if they were lucky enough, but one apiece on downfall. Haywire 6 and 2 for Raw Meat. Well, Wicca's 4 and 1, so a couple of standout shooters, and we'll just kind of sit here on the KDs, let you digest what you've seen so far this afternoon. I do see a good handful of folks, though, stopping by, hanging out, and enjoying some good quality VRML action this afternoon. A lot of people. I do appreciate you all stopping in. I do see a big raid that came in. That's where this hearty party of 21 fine folks is coming from. AH commentary, or commentary. Thank you so much for that raid. Apologies that it's maybe 6 minutes late, but or 12, I guess technically. the way that it goes here. We're on a bit of a delay, but I really do appreciate that raid. Big shout out to anyone that did stop by. If you don't know what you're tuning in for, I'm impressed that you stuck around for 12 minutes to try and figure it out. But this is a military simulator 5 versus 5 search and destroy style game modes where one team attacks an objective and the other defends it. About as basic as it gets. Of course, there's plenty of intricacies that are VR focused with punching in codes, shooting your gun, all of this different stuff that is all done in virtual reality. And so it is what makes it sort of one of my favorite things to watch. It really does have a very high skill gap, and well, so far we've seen actually what I consider to be a pretty good duel back and forth between these two teams. Really a good bit of trading on kills. Again, Raw Meat keeping it close with Notorious on that KD feed, but ultimately map 1 going 4-0, and now map 2 not out of reach for Raw Meat, but we're gonna have to put up a solid defensive hold here as we do round number 3 on map number 2. We play 3 maps in a series. Each map is a best of 7. Excuse me, best of 5. Right? Yeah, best of 5. Couple of LMG shots coming in from Llama Actual, trying to suppress out one of their opponents. You can see down in the distance, Wicca taking a full barrage of LMG fire, has to tuck into the inside building.
North. He's just south of the Marsoc Tower, whatever that building is closest to it.
Fallout's coming in, and Wicca actually gets outside successfully and then catches the kill onto Llama Actual. What a great shot there. Long range, clears up a key defensive position to push down from. And, you know, one thing you'll see out of a top team is a little bit more patience on the defense, like Haywire here, very much waiting for the defense to push to them. You do not need to push out of your windows and look for the kills there, especially on that defensive position. You really can let the offense come to you. Right now, things are even Steven with 1 down on Notorious. The Weller there, still resable, and smokes have come in to try and deny vision from Haywire, but it might not be enough. What a great bit of shooting there. As soon as Wicca gets popped up, Llewellyn ready and waiting to dial in on Haywire. They do hit Haywire, but don't down them, so Haywire able to put a heal on and stay alive and tucked inside.
Put it right in front of the hotel. Smoke's rolling in, smoke's rolling in.
Haywire catches Llewellyn, has to reload as Wicca gets past the line of fire. Able to tuck back in behind the wall. Still, Haywire being a key defensive element here in preventing Notorious from trying to push up to this objective. Does find the angle onto Wicca by peeking the second window, and now alone as Haywire continues to be a threat in the minds of this duo, Mad Matt and Chiggins, that are eventually going to have to cross and eventually challenge Haywire inside dumpster building. For now, though, Caleb's not going to identify Matt here. Matt is going to be able to get inside this building here, and Haywire actually throws a defensive smoke. A smoke that I feel like would end up aiding Matt more than Haywire, but I have to see if Matt does utilize this. Otherwise, Haywire is just going to wait for the offense to push around that corner.
I think chilling me, maybe.
Listening in for any audio cues, radioing in the information. That does take shots, and Haywire is able to turn for shots onto that attacker in time. Meanwhile, Caleb catches one. Backwood catches one. Captain Timo is alone in a 1v3. Raw Meat are looking for 2 points here. on map number 2 with only 2 minutes left. There's 2s across the board. Minute and a half for Timo to do something. Not a lot of information, and still concerned about Haywire's position, even though Haywire is downed. They will be able to radio in info if they do see a push come in from Captain, and Captain can't clear out Haywire here, so it really is actually a pretty good spot to
Eyes where?
force a pause in Timo and ultimately buy time. Smoke is thrown. It doesn't do, I imagine, not going to do a whole lot. Eventually, if Timo does try and cross the objective, they will be spotted, but the time is also ticking down, and there's only 35 seconds left now. Haywire's position absolutely tormenting Captain Timo's mind. But no one peeking it. And now with no time left, the full sprint gets shut down by Backwood, and
I have a feeling that
Raw Meat take 2 points. Very well could be in store for a defensive trade down of rounds here. I'm getting info now that it is... I had the wrong score wrong, number 1. Gotta update that. But now I got it. It's Amateur Hour Commentary. AH Commentary coming in and giving us that raid, so a big shout out to them. Hopefully they had a good cast, I presume. But if you are enjoying the space, do hit that follow button. We do casts here regularly, so would appreciate seeing more faces around as we continue to grow the casting and production team, which does, of course, lead me into putting out that if anyone is interested in joining the casting team, or maybe wants to work on YouTube videos or editing, or maybe has some skill in graphic design, we are certainly looking for your help within the VRML. I would encourage you to head on over to the vrml.com/careers page. Fill out an application for whatever role that you do want to fill into, and we will be looking at those apps throughout the course of regular season. We'll be encouraging people to apply there throughout the course of the regular season. We want to continue to put anyone behind the desk that wants to be, and anybody that wants to contribute to the VRML to be able to contribute. So please do go check that out if you're interested. Otherwise, back to the action we go for round number 4.
Are you on the list?
Oi, are you on the list? You got your TV license? Hey.
Emo in general having a bit of banter back and forth as they set up their defense. Like it is a heavy south spawn coming in, and Caleb's going to be droning back from their spawn. The rest of the team has advanced forward, one up into the tower, 2 more into the 2-story here, and finally Backwood, who seems to be taking some shots. Oh no, those were shots coming from the Weller onto the drone. But Backwood is going to be able to push out, and they do take shots. I guess I was just looking into the future. While there scoops up a kill for Notorious.
Drone is down, by the way.
Solid start for Notorious on the defense. Should give them an idea of where this offense spawned, but in Downfall, that info isn't necessarily as important as it is on other maps, especially because they have the option of really just going all the way to the north
Hey,
undetected
stop looking at my toes.
or playing it
That's
patiently.
only for my OnlyFans.
We'll have to see if that was at me or not, but you can't make me look at what I want to look at. Anyway, Jared, Caleb picking up position along the south where they did lose one already, so should be doing it with caution. No utility coming out here, though, to deny vision on their push up, and so there very well could be more kills in store for the Weller here.
One sounds like South Marstock, maybe? They're trying to suppress me.
Maybe a bit of not inaccurate info for Llama. You can see the suppressive fire is actually coming back closer to Mad
Don't
Matt's
let him get to
position
North Hotel.
than the Weller here. And if anything, that suppression should be... Oh, it is specifically directed to Mad Matt. And Matt is forced to stay tucked in. Maybe not able to cover that rotation along the north as well. Wicca goes down to Haywire.
Echo 3.
Or excuse me, Wicca catches Haywire. Trying to rotate up along that north side, and
Yeah,
so it
he was
is
at
all
that
up to the
northeast.
trio in the south. And Llama Actual with the LMG, reloading that behind both Jared and Caleb. Pretty much pondering their best course of action. And I don't know about that. Jared and Caleb both looking at the exact same spot.
This ravine.
Not exactly what you want to be doing as a duo, but... Caleb here.
145.
Really in crawling along that floor position, staying low as they can to get up into this two-story. You can hear the time getting called out there by both Caleb and Jared, so they're aware of how much time they have left to push this as well. Minute and a half is not a lot. Wonder if Llama Actual is trying to get around to this res. Yeah, definitely a tough rotation.
-1, sir.
Late angles getting held by Notorious don't make it any easier, and General finds another. Raw meat are down to 2. They also are running low on time, and time has been detrimental to them
We're last one's up, Jay.
Yeah.
so far. But I know they are aware of the time. They've been calling it out. They've been talking about it. Caleb goes down. Jared gets scooped up. A quick double for Llewellyn. Wraps things up, and celebratory shots all around to get Notorious tied up 2 apiece. Haywire continues to find kills. They go up 9 and 4 on the KD there, but Notorious a little bit more spread. Be it not much. 6 and 2, 3, 3, 2, and 3, 4 and 3. Well, we are all tied. Top objective positions. Head on over to the south side of the map. They still say on the west, but down into the south we go to an objective that I believe to be pretty capable out of all of the objectives that are on Downfall. Actually, I take that back. This one probably third most capable. Really does require some good smokes, but Notorious are playing well on offense. Raw Meat have been putting up good defensive rounds on Downfall. I don't think there's going to be any easy round wins here on Downfall, which is surprising to see considering, again, how much of an underdog Raw Meat is in this matchup. At least if you look at previous season rankings, Notorious has climbed the ladder much higher in their past seasons than Raw Meat has been able to, and so a big chance here for Raw Meat. They really got to stay focused on their defensive rounds. If they continue to trade defensive rounds, they will take map 2 and take this series to a map 3 decider. I do keep seeing more new followers as well. I really do appreciate you coming in. Slyke, Sam, Diamond Jack, TG, Cat Cloud, Exoticus Fly. Thank you so much for joining in, and looking forward to seeing you around for more VRML action. There's all kinds of different skill levels that you end up tuning into here. And this afternoon, I'd say we're kind of looking at a good, solid mid-tier battle. Not necessarily the best of the best, but Notorious certainly is a team that can compete with some of the higher level squads in the league. Regardless, we're going back into it for round number 5. It's all tied up, and so far I really don't know who is going to take Downfall. We'll have to see what Notorious can string together on the offense as they get a spawn that they exposed themselves early with after taking shots. Surprised no one defending this side yet, as Matt is certainly on the guard for a potential threat along this hill. And not coming through. Oh, I see bullets 1, 2, 3 followed as well. As I say that, Llama maybe on a rotation. No, they're not going to be pushing up. Instead, everyone going to stay pretty tucked in. Llama is going to rotate and support the White House defense. Or actually support Jared. How far does this rotation go? Because if you do try and cross out too far, definitely a moment where Notorious could find a maybe overzealous rotation from Llama. Drops back though, maybe doesn't really know where they want to be. If they do end up making this path up the hill and over, could find the likes of Mad Matter. Potentially more, depending on how Notorious do decide to push this. Matt being methodical though does ensure that they're going to push up here with relatively little contesting. Attention, where I'm looking. I don't know that they know Haywire's position. It is not necessarily tucked back into this back room on the bottom floor here. Should be checked, but if Haywire never takes any shots, there may never be any indicator that they're here. That, of course, should change as this cross comes in and shots are taken. They do not connect. And Matt now knows Haywire's in this room. Much longer is Haywire going to be safe becomes the question. Push coming in from the trio in the north. And we still have Matt here, slowly but cautiously, working their way up to have an angle onto Haywire in the basement. Interesting route here. And actually one that could pay off. What I'm talking about with this objective being capable. Backwoods dropped off of the White House Llama as well. Taking too much suppressive fire in their current positions, but because they're not there, There really isn't any coverage of the front of this objective. Mad Matt does finally catch Haywire up top.
45.
Caleb
They're
is
pushing now
aware
from
of that and
behind Center
radios it
Hill.
in. If Caleb overextends, you can see Wicca has an angle dialed in here, and those shots don't quite connect. They
He's still
just
there. He
barely
missed
missing Caleb. Gotta keep an eye on Llewellyn, though. They have tablet out. This is a cap, as far as the eye can see. Meanwhile, Matt continues to do
Praveen
work.
as well. Is that Echo 2? Going for the cap.
Seems like the call out was that the cap is being gone for, so the Wellers should have a chance here. I don't know if that smoke is going to help them any.
They're trying to throw smoke towards objective.
They very well could set Jay off, but Llewellyn is here. Code's getting punched. Caleb's not checking the tight corner. Suppressive fire is coming in, and they have eyes on the objective, but not enough. Not enough. Jared not looking, and Notorious just barely sneak away with map number 2 off of a big cap. And just like that, the series is in their hands. And what was looking like a moment for Raw Meat to come back from a tough deficit, it is instead a series done and dusted. We, of course, again, still play out the third round, or the third map. So we are still in for some more Onward action, but the series has been won by Notorious. And now it's up to Raw Meat to see how they battle into this final map, because frankly they've kept the scoreline within somewhat of a reach, right? If they can win map 3, there's a chance where this could be 6-8 overall score. Of course, without the 4-0 map 3, but still, nonetheless, they did manage to take 2 on the downfall, and so they really can lessen the impact this will have on their MMR. They can still set themselves up for a nice starting point for season 13, because this is still the early weeks of the season. Week 3, so much time to improve as a team and so much time to grow and rank. Like we're headed to No Peak for map 3. Again, not what I anticipated on the range department. Based off of a ban of quarantine and abandoned first map subway, I thought we were in for maybe suburbia, some cargo, possibly tanker. Been a while since we've seen that. But instead, we are headed to the likes of Downfall, and then off of that, Snow Peak. Snow Peak, of course, like I say, a map that has plenty of close quarters objectives, and so they're not out of the woods with that with the Snow Peak decision. And in fact, they're into the woods with the Snow Peak decision. So let's see how it goes. Taking a look at the rosters, I don't see any subs coming in from either side. The squad's sticking with what they've been bringing to the table so far. Wow, and that is crazy. We really have had a ton of new followers. I know come in today off of the great raid from AH Commentary, but just within the last 2 hours, I think we've got 15 or more followers. Just yesterday we were at 4,000, breaking that ground, and now we're pushing up to 4,100. So love to see all the new faces coming in and enjoying the Onward action. Hitting that follow button is really good to see. And like I said, if you're enjoying what you're seeing and you haven't followed, do follow it, because there's going to be plenty more of this throughout the course of a 15-week regular season. So you can expect to see my face and a bunch of other faces on this channel delivering you high-quality VRML action. So do be sure to catch all of it if you can. Just like we're about to catch all of this final map 3. Going to round 1. Notorious leading the series 2-0. In a moment for Raw Meat with their map pick to potentially bounce back. Gonna be a while based on the Raw Meat spawn and overhead of the squad, still not even exiting out of their spawn location. Playing this very cautiously as they assess over the lake and allow for this haywire rotation to go all the way around from the north.
So I can shoot him. Okay, where's that guy at the garage? Where's he at? Where's he sitting?
Oh, I was wondering how Haywire could know that there was one at the garage, but I imagine the drone went over Llewellyn's head here at some point and identified them. So Haywire may have an idea of where Llewellyn is, and I think that's what they were doing while they were waiting out of spawn. And yeah, you can see Llewellyn is worried about the drone.
It was over here in the, over by me, the tunnel area.
They're going to drop off, and Haywire has old information to use. Meanwhile, Llama Actual and rest of the team made it across the lake. The Jared getting a little bit closer there. We're gonna have to keep our attention divided. Watch Jared eventually pushing up against Wicca.
West to be clear. I'm gonna get an angle on bunker.
But if this aggression continues, then it may be a little bit over aggression. His backwood is deep on the back corner. Take shots initially, but Wicca does go down as they try and push out a little bit too far. Sets up Raw Meat nicely for this push, especially considering Caleb and Jared have a path up to the objective that is somewhat uncontested. They, of course, have General Chiggins there waiting. General's gonna have Jared cut and dry, and what a transfer onto Caleb. One clip, double kill. Notorious back in the advantage, 4v3.5.
No, not from the garage.
Play here, the flashes coming out. Is Llama actually blind? Backwood goes down, Llama is blind, and there's not enough time for General to push forward and catch that kill. Meanwhile, Haywire scoops up Llewellyn down by the garage, and it's a 2v2. The big rotation in store for Captain Timo. Matt also rotating around objective. Exposed, and down they go. Haywire finds one.
Killed the guy at the sandbags, and I killed one up here at garage.
Ability starts coming in. And, a little bit of a counter cap attempt there from Timo as they just dump rounds onto the objective. They have to push out, and Raw Meat with full advantage there on the push. They managed to take a Marsoc round on map 3 out from underneath Notorious. You know, Raw Meat really has been playing well here this afternoon. Despite the fact that they've lost the series, they did battle hard on Subway rounds. They had kills and were in the mix on Subway. Those were not easily won rounds by Notorious. And then on Downfall, I mean, outside of the cap, they were trading back and forth at a pace to take the map. So very impressed to see Raw Meat stepping it up here in Season 13 and challenge a team like Notorious like they are. Second time, or I think the first time they've had the lead. I don't think they had the lead on Downfall. Or did they? Yeah, they did. They did have the lead on Downfall with the first Volk round. So second time they've had the lead today, so like I said, Ronnie really has been doing well in this series so far. Notorious just playing a little bit better, and I mean, obviously doing well on Subway to deny any points there and get momentum moving into their favor to where then eventually maybe lull Raw Meat into a false sense of security and work their way up to that cap once the opportunity presented itself. Oh, I think I missed one new follow there. Gerald 2 Raw, thanks so much for that follow. Welcome in. Appreciate the follows. If you do want to support the production team, like folks like myself and the casters, and you can do that by subscribing to the Twitch channel. We also have a Patreon at patreon.com/VRML. We can get a few additional perks outside of the emotes that a sub will provide you, and can eventually what we will have on display here is your name in the credits if you are a Patreon supporter. So you can find that at patreon.com/VRML. You can sub on Twitch right here using Twitch Prime if you do have it. But none of that support is required. Of course, it's encouraged, and we love to see that kind of support. We really do appreciate it, but the follows, the social media retweets, all of that is really what we like to see from the community at the end of the day as a, I guess, minimum bit of entry. But even if you aren't following and you are just hanging out, I appreciate you. Back into the action we go. I think I hit the button a couple of times now. And want to cooperate. Round 2. Again, a bit of a different spawn for Notorious. We sat and watched the garage defense haywire, also defending Horseshoe, but ultimately Notorious really just kind of waiting to see if there's any movement coming in from the likes of Raw Meat. Waiting and setting up themselves. Fully clearing out the space here and eventually setting up for the push towards objective. It looks like they've got 1 kill.
-1 at center.
And a 2-2-1 split. Mad Matt Wicca at the Horseshoe 2 down in Garage 1 coming in from the lake side. A-Wire still undetected, really tucked into a tight spot there. Maybe able to hear these footsteps from Wicca behind them, maybe not. Wicca gets past. A-Wire goes down in a trade. Wicca's none the wiser. Does check the tablet in a brief pause, and instead of continuing to push into Backwoods Laser, they don't. Standard onward timing. As soon as Wicca checks, Backwood drops. As soon as Wicca drops, Backwood checks. That is how onward works. What the plan is. Oh, Matt is actually alive. They did not die in that trick. Big plus
for sure gonna be one in the
for
team
Notorious.
building. We could get some smokes out, see if we can get some guys running
Weller
around.
also already pushed up, has good eyes down to the objective. This is Notorious, very much set up and looking for a cap opportunity as Llama Actual rotates back, not even getting pushed by General or Captain.
Inside of the 10 building.
Wicca goes down. But 1 for 1. But full smoke barrage coming into the objective. Utility flashes, LMG fire dumped in and catches Blackwood. Caleb staying tucked in and crouched. Doesn't actually have proper coverage of the objective. Llewellyn comes flying in, and what could have been a cap under the nose of the final defender is a round 1 and a rebuttal, if anything, to what was a solid Marsoc round win from Raw Meat. All tied up 1 apiece, and take a look at the KDs there. General Chiggin's coming alive, 4 and 1. They've really been the standout shooter for this team so far this afternoon. Haywire also doing quite well here in this series, 3 and 1. And hey, another follow coming through. Quite a good amount of them. Love to see it. One Karai. Thank you so much for that follow. I'm sure I didn't say that right. Yeah, I did. Who knows? You may see it in the Discord as well. The link to, you may see it in the Discord. You may see it in the chat as well. The link to the Discord. If you do want to maybe get involved, join a team, sign up for the league, head on over to that Discord, get more information. You can ask questions if you have them. There's Q&As. There's plenty of helpful folks that will direct you to where you need to be, and you can get yourself playing some competitive VR esports soon enough. Back to it we go with a new objective placement, taking us inside, indoors, out of the snow. Albeit
Alright,
they start
well,
outside.
Jared,
Eventually going to be a all-out brawl in the tunnels.
Llama, we're still gonna do that tunnel thing.
Okay. Pretty sure. Hang on a second.
Still a bit of communication coming through as they get themselves ready to set up for the attack. Wonder if there's going to be an investment in... Yeah, there is a duo taking the longer route all the way up to the north. Seems to me that the plan going to be likely Llama and Jared pushing this hallway. Will threaten and challenge Mad Matt, and eventually Captain Timo and the objective position. They also have Haywire, could push in through the tunnels from the alternate side there and also be a quick threat to Mad Matt on the tight corner. And the obvious investment into the flank around the north that we're going to have to take a look at as Wicca gets a bit aggressive on defense, but not exactly down the right lane. Shots coming in there. Is still on a long flank way away from the objective. A very dangerous bit of movement to be making here. Especially if they wait too long. They really do have to get back to the objective, especially with how Haywire and Llama have been threatening it a bit. If Wicca pushes to the horseshoe, maybe there's a kill or two in store for them, though.
-1 north, Matt.
General shuts down the north.
one's
Matt
the
shuts
horseshoe? There's still
down
another
up
one
through the
over here.
center. Matt does go down, and Jay trying to dump rounds out towards Chiggins. Can't quite connect there. Haywire may be able to pop out on that corner and find the kill, and they do in a trade. Now it's going to be time to move for Caleb. Wicca's still here. They go down in a trade. It is a 1v2 with the hopes and dreams of raw meat on the offense up to Caleb. Oh, no, a flash. Not too far goes the flash, though. One up top doesn't get shot. Llewellyn finds the kill. And Notorious advance and take the lead 2-1 for the first time on Snopey. I do see a question in chat from Daddy Spartan VR. Are getting cast in venues this season again? That is on the. It is in the schedule. We are planning on getting back to venues. It is not up to us to decide when that is. We're simply waiting on the venues team to be ready for our weekend broadcast. So we're very much ready to go on those. We have the had a discussion already that season 13 is going to have showcases, and it's just a matter of time before the venues folks are ready over there to start receiving our broadcasts again. I think they're going through some changes now as they get ready to have content sent to Horizon Worlds, and so frankly I'm not exactly sure where the content plans on living in the near future, but it certainly will be wherever Venues is broadcasting content. Whether that be on Worlds or on the Venues app or wherever you go to find it, we will be collaborating with them to bring you more games in VR so you can enjoy them that way. Yes, that is planned. Back into the action we go, though, because for now,
At least take two.
again, we're just waiting on the go-ahead, and once we do it, once we have it, you'll see announcements for venue showcases. Until then, though, follow here, stick around onto this channel. This is where games will continue to be broadcast, and what a quick play here coming in from Notorious. No time wasted as Llama goes down right after finding a kill on the Wicca. Wicca is still reservable, and as I say that, Blackwood swings out to find the confirm. No additional aggression out the gate, but I have an odd push there that came through that desynced from the rest of the Notorious offense. Another individual push coming in from Llewellyn that time. Notorious poking and prodding one at a time on this objective.
Somebody still just 6 side.
Blackwood on a bit of rotation. If they overextend on this side, Timo is dialed in and waiting. Also holding the long angle down the hallway, so see what the defense ends up rotating to. If they stick where they are, it'll be a little bit challenging for Notorious to break through this. They're maybe threatened by General soon. They're taking a quick glance over there. I imagine there's also potentially a C4 place somewhere over in that space. Still, though, a lot of time, 3:45 on the clock, so all sorts of moments and opportunities for Notorious to rotate and shift and adjust their plan of attack. It does seem like they have now the proper setup to push out from 3 different spots. If they time it right, Timo, Mad Matt, and Higgins can threaten 3 different angles. Maybe force a rotation, a dropped coverage, or something. But it is a matter of being coordinated on those efforts. And so far, Notorious has been a little bit uncoordinated trying to push this objective. Ooh, General catches Jared. That's the start. Now you can see Haywire has to drop off of what they were trying to do in relocating the smoke. And they now have to cover this side. We're going to be able to replace that defensive position and duck right back in, so I doubt General will be ready for another to be here, but they are off objective now. Big kills there as Haywire finds one on the cross and another goes down onto the objective by Caleb. Captain Timo just a touch out on the timing there. If they had maybe pushed to draw Backwood or Caleb, there could have been a moment for the cap, but raw meat with 3 left alive, looking to secure this defensive round. Backwood camouflaged into the dark shadows there, completely undetected, finds the kill prone, and we're done and dusted with the inside OBJ. Quick back and forth though, and they tied 2 apiece. Like it's been said in chat, This game has actually been pretty good. I think a big surprise to the connoisseur votes, and honestly a surprise to me to see Raw Meat doing this well against Notorious, but they really are coming to play here this afternoon, and there has been no easy rounds for Notorious here today. Raw Meat really contesting everything and doing their best to take map 3. Certainly would be good for them as a little bit of a morale boost, but regardless, they have been playing well here, and it's been exciting to tune into. I do see another new follow. It's crazy. Rosin Shuriken. You don't think I know what that is, but I do. I love me some Naruto, so big shout out to you. I also do continue to see first-time chatters, so welcome in. Good to see you chatting as well. Taking a look at the KDs there. Ready to dive into our next round. General Chickens 7 and 3. Haywire 6 and 2. The two standout shooters throughout the series continue to do so. Just a cap away, though, is Raw Meat, and we've seen them secure that before. The objective is pretty hard to cap on. I actually don't think I've ever seen it capped. Maybe once in league play. As the drone comes out, we'll have to see how the Raw Meat squad decide to handle this one. Looks like they're already going to lose their drone. Observing the overhead as these teams push out a spawn and set up for the attack. Going to be a bit before any action really comes through. Maybe a long range shot or two taken if Haywire finds anything. But again, it's going to be a bit of time. This team is on a long rotation out of spawn.
You see anything, Bunker? Look fair and Bunker.
An interesting defensive spot. Well, they're trying to use the dark background to elevate themselves a little bit. Taking shots, though, they do drop off that position. Getting rid of the drone certainly valuable and worth taking those shots.
He didn't make it over to you guys, I'm pretty sure.
I wonder if the letter will go back up there, because if they do, there is real opportunity to catch one out. Captain Timo scoops up Blackwood, the one
We got an Echo 3 of them.
pushing in from the
No,
south.
Echo 4.
Echo 4. My water bottle challenge kind of got to me. Felt like it got like 4 kills right there. It really did. Dude, we're definitely doing that challenge. Oh wow, I see it. That's sad.
Weller returns to their position. General watching the north. Everyone has their respective positions to cover. Notorious. Good eyes on all the potential entry points. Very curious to see what Raw Meat's plan of approach is here. Utility finally, maybe coming in from Llama. 2.5 left as the smoke does come out. Haywire seemed cautious of the potential threat of the Weller, but didn't quite look long enough, and the Weller finds that kill. Jared Davis will be able to scoop up the refrag, and they can't quite connect. Left. This angle might work. Oh, but they don't go high enough to catch Llewellyn. They don't peek up over enough. Almost catch Llewellyn there. Interesting. Caleb catches one across the lake. Maybe that was Llewellyn trying to rotate. Yeah, Llewellyn goes down across the lake. So that's actually a pretty big pickup. It opens up the move for Jared Davis to push out here. Llama can also cross down, and nobody has real eyes on a center push here. Jared can get past General, who's still dialed into the north. Emo finds one, Llama goes down. General ID'd Jared on this rotation, and so now they're looking for the final kill. They will find it. A very tight angle onto Jared underneath the roof of the doorway, and Notorious now stand a round away from taking map 3 as well. Good Sunday evening battle, though, and happy to have everyone dropping by and hanging out here this afternoon for some good quality Onward action. A big shout out to everyone that is tuning in here, and also we already plugged the Patreon if you want to go become a patron, but the subs, Twitch subs, all that, we already talked about that. What else? What else is there? Social media, I think we talked about that. If you want to follow me, you can at the NightFiree on Twitter. That is the NightFiree, not NightFire. The in front of it. Follow me there. You'll get updates on when I'm going live with streams. If you, in particular, want to see me cast, I try and get involved with Echo Arena, Blast On. We'll be jumping into some Pavlov casts in the coming future as well, so keep your eyes peeled there. Obviously, also follow the Onward VRML social media so you can be up to date on when and where all streams are going to be broadcast and by whom, as there's now a handful of active casters delivering new games throughout the course of the week. General trying to find something, but not sure what. I mean, it's pretty tucked in right now. Standout shooter on objective is interesting. Actually does find something, or at the very least wants to suppress some rounds out. Jared's position certainly has me interested as well. Look at the overhead. It seems like the intention could be a push across the lake, but now that I see this, it does look like that they're backing off of that idea, potentially going for a more standard cross up do where Jared is and maybe into Jared's hands as I do this on a small screen instead of a big one. It's going to be obviously hard for you guys to see, but now you can.
He crossed that hill, southwest corner of the lake. He made it across. I didn't get him. So he's good.
General Chiggins, who they're talking about, successfully made the cross. We want to cut over to the likes of Jared, the Wicca Wicca, making their way downtown along the north side. Angle here for Jared to find if they pop up. Caleb could even potentially catch something out. In general, also on the hunt, but so far, nobody really peeking out.
I downed one, cannot
It was
confirm.
Llewellyn. Wonder where that kill was with Jared not getting involved in that. More shots here to the south onto Mad Matt, but General has made it across. Wicca stays tucked in and gets past Jared temporarily. Much longer though. Raw meter looking to tie this up. They've got 5 alive.
Got one, got one.
Few minutes left. Is their third way over yonder, Captain Timo. Oh, and General taking shots. That's going to give away their advancement and their cross here. Caleb hears that and radios it in, and you can see Jared is looking for that angle. As General pushes, Caleb decides not to stay in that tight corner. Oh, and that costs him. General tucks back in as Jared tries to put rounds on. The revive is there, fortunately, as... Oh, what a great nade toss. Not quite necessary, though, as Blackwood catches the kill. Matt finally catches one onto Jared. Who seemingly was on a rotation out of their defensive position. Raw meets down to 4, but... maybe 3. Nope, yeah. 35 seconds left is the butt. And Notorious have to push. Time is ticking down. Timo worried about a potential close threat. Short flash and big rotations coming in. Jared gets confirmed. Notorious are pushing in to the objective, but they also have tucked in. So time could be an element for Notorious here. 10 seconds left, and Matt's going to be on objective. Can't get Llama. Does catch 2. Haywire with 5 seconds left pops up, and they are still alive. 2-1 takes down. The 1v1 ends up with Haywire catching the kill. Like they're trying to keep me here as long as possible. Round 7 of map 3. Played down to the final seconds of the last that round. see what we get here for map 3. But definitely a good performance again from both sides. Apologies for that downtime. Hydration here. But the holdup is, we would love to get into the 7th round. Plane. All it takes.
Please, 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 please.
7610412.
This is quick. This is quick.
We got quick spawn. Quick spawn.
Hey, if one of us goes down quickly, slow it down, slow it down. Let's try and check 1 or 2 out before we...
Drone comes out early. We'll be doing a little bit of assessing of potential aggressive defensive positions. Wonder if it's going to be identified. Doesn't seem likely, and they should have some good ideas of where this defense is positioned based off of the drone hovering up above them. And as I say that, doesn't look like it's so, as Backwood gets scooped up by Llewellyn and nearly Jared as well. Now Nades and Utility coming over to Jared's position. Wonder if... Oh, down they go. Llewellyn catches them out. More shots coming in. Haywire actually gets one, though. Finds Wicca. That isn't the only threat, though, and another flash comes up and over from Llewellyn to try and wrap here. Llama Actual is ready and waiting, and Llewellyn is going to continue to apply the pressure. Llama has Tablet out. It's a quick double kill. Can it be everything as Llewellyn tries to reload? Tucks in. Caleb can't connect and finish off Llewellyn, and now it is Caleb all alone. They stay alive. A big moment to res the entire Raw Meat team, turn this back into a 3-3. Caleb can push down here, get Haywire after killing Llewellyn. Callouts come in, and they should have an accurate kill count, albeit, are they going to drop back for the res onto Jared?
Go team.
Haywire is going to get this res. Well, try it. You have Timo dialed in and waiting, and Jared actually bleeds out, so no res available for Haywire. Did seem to identify Haywire, but those don't land. And yeah, utility getting used here to try and get closer, but ultimately not going to be able to get the res.
Smoke's out in the south. I think you went for the res.
If anything, it may give him an inaccurate kill count. Oh, and Timo peeks out. Haywire can't quite connect onto that headshot. And Timo trying to see if they can bait out anything with the tablet.
Hey, that's a red smoke.
Reds are allowed, Timo. Know your rules. Been allowed. Oh, Caleb gets identified there, though. Those are some good flashbangs that do come in and connect and blind Caleb, forcing them to tuck back in. That is about it, as Caleb does have the ability to duck down. Emo can't see over the ledge, so they don't see Caleb peeking there. Duo very much trying to get this third map still. Haywire coming to Timo here. Does find the kill, though. A big kill on the move, nonetheless.
There's one near your spot, Jay.
Jay can now move out. Apply pressure in the south with Haywire here. We're actually on a long rotation. See what Jay does as well as they get closer and closer to the objective flank. Nice scoop up there from Haywire. Could have potentially spotted General, but not quite, as General tucks into a tight corner and waits for the team to push for this cap. Oh, Caleb's going to spot him out, find the kill. Raw meat. Do take him out. They finally managed to get one with a win on Snow Peak, but that's going to be it for the series here, and Notorious ultimately come out on top 11-6. Still, though, a good performance from Raw Meat, tested up against a team like Notorious. Very much interested to see how Raw Meat progresses. I think they're very much a team that could contend into the gold and higher divisions. Notorious obviously playing well here this afternoon as well, and interested to see how they compete up against some of these teams that have been playing well so far in Season 13. Good game to tune into, and happy I did. Thank you to all the folks that did follow and join in on into the VRML family. I really appreciate you hopping in and following, and the raid as well. Big shout out to Amateur Hour Commentary. That'll be it from me, though, on the desk. My name's Ben NightFiree with 2 E's. Until next time, stay classy.